Hello and Happy New Year. Um, this is a little bit of a different video from what I would usually do, but we're installing a tail tidy today, as you'll know from the video title, and it is from JTech, which I believe is a UK brand, and basically had pretty much an awful time installing this. Got given step-by-step instructions which were clear enough, but you'll see what I mean. So yeah, the first thing to do was to check the cables, as you just saw there, which were for the indicators and the plate illuminator. So it's to unplug them first of all. So there's 4 screws to take out in that section as well, which we'll do in a second. As you can see, it's a very, very nice day to be doing this on, but you know, too bad for riding, but good enough for installing a mod. There's me. And yeah, here, so next thing to do is to unscrew those 4 screws there as well, as I'm pointing here. So the removal was actually pretty easy. I would say that's definitely the easiest part of this. Well, I say easy, but I am struggling a little bit there with the unscrewing. Some of them were pretty tight. Sorry if I sound ill, by the way. It's been about 3 days now, but I think I'm getting a little bit better. It's not COVID, so that's always good. There's me just basically getting a little bit frustrated. And yes, this is still the easiest part of the process. And that turned out to be the magical tool that I needed. So yeah, there's one walk around of the current tail. So basically, yeah, it's just unscrewing the rest of the screws there and slowly sort of taking that off. I wasn't so sure the cables would fit out the tiny, there's a little hole in the back. I wasn't quite sure they would fit out. It does take a little bit of, you really kind of have to pull it out, but it came out eventually. Me reading the instructions just to make sure I don't break anything. And there we go. So yeah, pretty simple. It's actually a lot heavier than I thought it would be as well. And there you go, there's my bike without the tail bit. And I actually really like it without the tail, but oh well. There you go, there's the size difference between the tail tidy and the stock one. Okay, so I brought it inside because we basically have to dismantle it to get the indicators off. I also took the opportunity to clean my license plate. You never really get around the back of there properly. So I took off these 4 screws to begin with. And there's a little hidden screw under those cables there as well, which I needed to take off. And then here's me trying to remove clips with one hand holding the camera, which didn't work that well, but it works as a visual representation. Go, and so that comes off. Next thing to do is take off these two nuts that are holding the indicators in. Okay, this was the absolute hardest bit, was trying to fit the rubber into the tail tidy. So this is a little spacer, but we have to do this with the tail tidy as well. These little rubber mounts hold the indicators. I got my girlfriend to try and help as well. She actually managed to do this, whereas I didn't. This honestly took a total of like 3 hours, believe it or not. It was absolutely ridiculous. And unfortunately I had to create some new holes in the license plate. I don't know if different license plates have different alignments, but that was a bit of an annoyance. As you can see, I'm using a proper tool there, a potato peeler that's been heated up. And here is the extra long plate illuminator cable, which is twice as long as what was original. So again, not perfect, but it's not too much of a big deal. So yeah, that was it. So I brought the assembly back out to actually put onto the bike. After the nightmare that was putting the rubber mounts in, I thought this was going to be the easiest bit. It was a bit easier, not as easy as I hoped, again. So that was the 4 screws that came with the kit to put into this, since the original bolts don't have nuts. So starting to basically thread the wires through here. Again, careful not to break anything. Oh, and I realized that I made a mistake. The wires go over the tail tidy so they can actually fit through the hole. Silly me, silly me. There we go, that's more like it. So again, very tight fit, but obviously stops water coming in as well. So me realizing this is kind of hard to do with one person, since I need someone to hold the mount, so the tail tidy to the bike while I screw it in, because it is a little bit awkward to get to. So of course I call my girlfriend again, who was a very big help on this little project. So I just got her to hold the tail tidy basically while I screwed the nuts on. And here's her swearing at me for a joke because I took her away from her game. And then a car that was going past saw her swearing. So that was pretty funny. And yeah, here's me just basically finishing off, tightening up the last of the bolts. I'm not sure how it's going to do with vibrations. I might need to re-screw it in with some thread lock, but we'll see how it goes. So this is me testing it. And I realize the plate illuminator isn't working. So I must have put them the wrong way around. It doesn't actually say which colors go which way on the instructions, but here's the final product. And I got the illuminator working as well. And here's a side-by-side from the old to the new. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it looks. It was an absolute nightmare to actually do though. If I was to rate it out of 10, probably a 4, just because of the looks. It was absolutely ridiculous, to be honest, to install. But yeah, I'm happy with how it looks, and yeah, hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time, shortly.